Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars, Season 9, Episode 8, Playing with Fire. And yes, they all playing with fire and they're playing with my nerves. They all need to separate and get away from each other and run like hell and never look back and never turn back. I would be so hurt and so disappointed if my daughter, my son was in any type of relationship that these people are in. It is just heartbreaking to see how these people feel about themselves and how they get into a relationship and then tear down their relationship and destroy their own relationship because they don't love self and they don't have the self-confidence. And I really like DeAndre. I think he's a nice kid. I think he's a nice guy. And he just needs more confidence. And, you know, the people was building up his confidence. Megan was jealous, you know, like an abuser, you know. So it goes back to Megan being Megan had to be abused when she was a child and mistreated. And to be so hateful and so honorary towards, you know, DeAndre when he's a nice, sweet guy. He don't disrespect her. He tried to support her and she just gets mad and she gets upset. And she was really jealous that people was complimenting him, telling him he's like a Abby and French Crombie model. I can never say that right. And saying that, you know, he looks good. And she was just mad and jealous. And Amina, like, damn, lady, you begging this old ass man to be with you and all this other shit. Like, damn, Amina, you need some confidence. You need some love. Like, shit. Like, you're beautiful. You're a nice lady. You can sing. You can write poetry. You can play instruments. But yet you begging this motherfucker to be with you 24/7. Like, yo, if he don't like you and he don't want to be with you, then don't be with him. Stop playing these games with Peter. Stop playing these games with yourself. Because the only thing you're doing, Amina, is destroying yourself over and over and over. Every time you beg Peter to be with you and choose you and to be with you and all this other stuff, the only thing you're doing is breaking down yourself slowly but surely. I'm like, yo. And Javi with his motherfucking ass with the child support. It's like, okay, you know what? If you're going to take it as child support, take it as child support. Stop threatening. Just do it. Be about it. Stop talking about it. Be about it. And Kayla, you're going to have to, Kale, you're going to have to get 2 or 3, 4 jobs, or you're going to have to up your game and reality TV, and you're going to have to, you know, take some acting classes and whatever and move on with your life, because you people are getting on my nerve. And Asifa, if Bobby can't commit and be with you and he keeps having these girls call you and playing these games and he keeps walking out on you, then you walk away. You're done. Like, come on, you're gonna wait till you get 50, 60 years old to realize that Bobby ain't shit? And Bobby, if you can't put up with Asifa nagging you and you feel like you gotta lie to her and you can't tell her the truth and you can't have a conversation with her, then bounce. These people are sickening. Oh. So anyways, let's start the episode. So we have Megan and Kale and still inside the jail or whatever. They're still inside the jail. And basically, you know, Megan, she's mad at DeAndre for leaving her. And she's talking about her pink eye. And she says that she don't want to talk to him no more. He's a damn kid. And then but Megan also confesses that her mother let her down so much as a kid and broke her heart, that's one of the reasons why she destroyed her relationship with DeAndre. And she bitched at him. And Kale's just mad. She's just upset. And so anyways, you know, Megan's talking about she's not going to talk to DeAndre for 3 days. He didn't help her up the stairs. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He's such a B word. He's such a this. He's such a that. I'm like, yo, chill out. Like, come on, Megan. You ain't no child. You ain't no baby. Nobody needs to sit out there with you. If you don't want to follow along with the activities that you're getting paid to follow along with, then you sit out there and you wait until they tell you can go back inside the house. Don't blame him. And it's not his fault that you have pink eyes. It's not his fault to help you up the stairs. You're in shape and you're healthy. You're not an old woman. So stop it. And so anyway, so we get to Megan. She locks DeAndre out of the once she gets out of the jail, she locks DeAndre out of the bedroom or whatever and throw his clothes out, mistreat him like he did something wrong. You didn't want to complete the exercise, so he's supposed to sit there and hold your hand like you're a baby, like you're a child. Come on. And so then we have, you know, Kale. She's fighting with, you know, Javi. Javi wants to cuddle. She don't want to cuddle because she's kind of fed up with Javi and his antics and his control and his power moves he's trying to use with, you know, child support and all that other good stuff. And she don't want to talk to him and he's upset. He's mad. Then basically they start arguing about child support. He wants custody. He wants this. He wants that. He wants to go to court. Well, motherfucker, go to court. Shit. You wouldn't be threatening me with court, boy. You'll be gone. You'll be sitting by yourself threatening. And then it just seems like, Javi, if Megan ever walks out on if Kale walks out on Javi and move on with her life, I think Javi will actually mistreat Lincoln, and Lincoln will be a reminder of Kale walking away from him, and he just might not be a good father, period, point blank, in my opinion. And so it's just like, you people are getting on my nerves. You people are just doing the most for this paycheck, way too much. Like, so, cause I'm trying to believe that you guys are serious, that you're real, but it just seems like you guys are fake, especially Megan and DeAndre. Everybody's calling out Megan and DeAndre, believing that their relationship is fake, especially Asafa and Bobby. They're talking about they don't even kiss, they don't even hug. Only thing they do is yell at each other, and it seems like she totally hates DeAndre or whatever. She can't stand the sight of him. And then we got Kale and Javi just arguing about child support, and Javi is just like, he don't want to talk about the child support and all this other stuff. And so Kale, she was like, yo, you're being selfish, you're pushing me away, you're doing all this other stuff. And then Peter says, then Kale, she asked Peter, would you take one of your baby, you have 10 kids, would you take one of your she said, you got 10 kids, Peter, would you take one of your baby's mother to court for child support? He was like, hell no, that's a bad move or whatever, I would not do that. And Peter does not agree with Javi threatening this child support thing, because Kale, she's talking about, hey, listen, you have Lincoln 50% of the time, I have Lincoln 50% of the time, so why are you trying to take for what I have? And Peter says, Kale is responsible for at least 60% of Javi's income, like, having him on the show, having him on Teen Moms and all this other stuff, and he's trying to take from her. And Peter was like, yo, I don't agree with you. I don't support that at all. And so, so Kale, she's arguing at Javi, talking about, Javi, let's talk about this now. Why do you want to take my money? Why do you want to take me to court? And Asafa jumps in, was like, come on, you need to come down, don't disrespect Javi. And then Kale was like, what would you do? How do you feel? What would you do? And she was like, well, there's no need to call him names and disrespect him. Kale's not trying to hear it. She is pissed. She's upset. She's tired of, Javi trying to put her back up against the wall with this child support stuff. I would be like, you know what? Take me to court. Or whatever. I would be like, it doesn't matter. Either we work this out or we go to court. It doesn't matter. That's it. So anyways, now these guys are getting together, and they got to play this game. They have to write on the board basically about all the things that they hate about themselves or whatever. And what they hate about themselves is really tragic. It's really sad. And you can see where, Kale, she hates her appearance. She hates that, she's not smart. She thinks that she's a pushover. She thinks very low of herself. And, Javi thinks low of himself too. He feels like he's short. He has an ugly smile. He thinks he's this, he's that. I mean, they really think the worst of this. I was like, God damn. For you guys to feel so bad about yourself, you damn sure know how to abuse and mistreat another person. Let me tell you, like, you think you'll be more humble and more servant to one another the way you guys feel about each other, but no, it's the opposite. Asafa hates that she's insecure. Yes, Asafa, I hate that you are insecure. Bobby hates that he runs. Yes, I hate that you run too, Bobby. And so DeAndre hates that he has no money. He hates that he doesn't have a goal. He hates that he's dumb. I'm like, damn, I feel so bad for DeAndre. Like, damn, like the way he expresses how he feels about himself, how he hates himself and all that other stuff, you can actually see it in the way that he lets Megan talk to him and mistreat him, how he tries to avoid any argument with anybody. He doesn't really stand up for himself. So you can so like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys really feel this way about yourself, you'll be more like DeAndre, more servient, more quiet, more into taking this abuse. But nah, you motherfuckers is mean. I mean, like, yo, today they got on my nerves. I'm all swearing. I don't even be swearing like that, but they make me mad. And so I really feel bad for DeAndre. And what is Megan? I don't know. Megan should really hate that she's a bitch, because she really is. She's a super class A1. But I guess it's the way that she was raised. But if she was raised her grandmother loving her and giving her support and all this other stuff. It's like, damn, but some people don't even have a grandmother. You're lucky that you even had a grandmother to step in and help raise you and love you, even though your mom stepped out. And it doesn't even seem like you're appreciative of that, because if your grandmother was watching this show and see how you talk to this man, see how you treat him, and see how spoiled and rotten that you act, you know, she'll be like, what's going on? Because if you was really mistreated and you was so bad, you felt so bad about yourself and all this other stuff, you act very confident. And she's talking about she doesn't like that she feels like she's not confident. She feels, you know, she hates that she, you know, put things on a time clock and all of the other good stuff. But it just seems like something's not right with you, Megan, with what you're saying. Something's really not right with what you're saying about yourself. And then Amina hates that, you know, that she's weak. Yep, I hate that you are weak too, Amina. Amina hates that she, you know, she can't speak up for herself and all the other stuff. Peter hates that he's selfish, he cheats, he's a liar, all that other good stuff. So it's just, now they have to do like, so, you know, Javi and Kale's been arguing, so whatever, they have to do a one-on-one, you know, with Doctor. And then so Javi reveals that, you know, that he's hurt. He's really hurt, and he don't know if he can ever forgive, you know, Kale, whatever. But, you know, if you want to work on forgiving her, you have to give too. And basically his anger and him being upset and all this other stuff, because you know what he did say, you know what he said to Kale? He goes, you know what, if either we talk one-on-one or we talk to the attorneys, like like that's not how you get somebody to love you. And that's it. And all these exercises that you guys been going through, it seems like none of you have learned anything. Only person that seemed like they learned something is DeAndre and Julia, really, and possibly JJ, but JJ be acting so much so I can't really tell. And Amina hasn't learned nothing because she's still begging Peter. Peter hasn't learned nothing because he's just here for this paycheck, and he knows Amina's always going to be in the back burner. And if she's not going to be in the back burner, it'll be somebody else. He just wants his kids in New York with him so he don't have to do this traveling and missing his kids. But at least one thing, Peter does love his kids if he's not a great role model, because he said he didn't want none of his daughters to end up with a man like him, but possibly they will, because look at Amina. Amina's father was no good, and she ended up with a man just like her father, and that's just sad. So then moving on from that, you know, so Javi and Kale had that one-on-one, and he just talks about how hurt he is, and basically he don't know if he can forgive her. And Kale, she just wants their friendship back, and she was like, he's so angry, so when he starts to get angry and popping off at me, I gotta pop back off at him. So basically, you know, they tell, you know, they have to work on it. He has to be more vulnerable to Kale to let her know that he's still upset, and for them to walk away from each other and to let it go. And Kale was like, you know, he got to let it go. And Kale's like, she wants to comfort him and everything, but he's so angry that I just fight back or whatever. So it is what it is. And we have Amina in the next room begging Peter, talking about, I want to be with you. I want to come to New York. I want to be with you. I want to be your all. Do you want me to be in New York? Peter was like, yo, I just want my kids in New York. It's like Peter is just running game on Amina. He's playing tough. He's playing hardcore. He's playing like nothing matters while Amina is begging. So this is something that they consistently do with each other. And he's just running game. He's playing that pimp game that he's too hurt, he's too broken, but he still loves her in such and such way. So she thinking that, okay, maybe there's hope, and there is no hope, because Peter wants his cake and eat it too. Amina, either you continue to accept this relationship or you move on. I suggest you stay in California, because if you go to New York, you're gonna lose your mind, because Peter's not going to be faithful to you. And Peter acts like he doesn't even want to be with you, but Peter does love Amina in a special way, because, you know, he married her, and he did choose her a couple of times. But the problem is that he knows that he can always come back to her, and he plays these mind games with Amina because she's so naive and she's so weak, and she doesn't know how to stand up for herself, and she doesn't really know what she wants. So it's just like, yo, he was like, yo, don't worry about me, just be happy, do your thing. And that's all like mind game. That's reverse psychology. Don't worry about me, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? It's just like, and so Megan's upstairs arguing with, you know, DeAndre, talking about, oh, you shaved your beard. I guess, you know, Megan was telling him to shave his beard, and he didn't before. So she's just like, well, you shave your beard and you're getting all these compliments. Oh my God, Megan is really like a verbal abusive. So I don't know if Megan was actually verbally abused before, but I don't think maybe her mom did. I don't think her grandmother verbally abused her. Maybe she was in a verbally abusive relationship before, but she has so much animosity towards him, like she doesn't like him, that she's not feeling him. And I feel bad for DeAndre, because he just accepts this and he just takes it. And it's just like, it seems like he's not fully developed as he should be for his age, because he lacked, his father, he lacked his mother, he lacked a lot of things, where he doesn't have the confidence that he would put up with anybody that would give him attention, whether it's negative or positive, and he'll take it, because he wasn't taught how to speak up for himself. He wasn't taught how to respect himself. He wasn't taught how to know when someone is not right for you, or if that, like when you grow up, you learn that, okay, that, Becky's really not my friend, Dan's really not my friend. Like, he can't distinguish between if a person really likes him or not, whether it's friendship or whether it's love. And that is sad. And it seems like he has not been in a lot of relationships as well. And I'm just like, yo, oh God, like, these people are just way too much. And so basically, they completed that exercise where they have to write down what's bad about themselves, what they hate about themselves, and then they have to flip the board over and then write what's the deal breaker in their relationship, something that they won't put up with. So they have to hit the punching bag and all that other good stuff. And there's just too much. And so when they tell each other, Javi and Kel, basically, they repeated the things that they hate about themselves or whatever. So the deal breaker for Javi and Kel was, Javi says the deal breaker between him and Kel, if she continues consistently to avoid him, he's going to do whatever he needs to do. Well, of course somebody's going to avoid you when you're always angry and you're upset, and then you want to control the situation. Then, you feel like, you keep reliving the moment of Kel cheating on you. So you really got to work on that. Either you forgive her or move on. And Kel's, thing is, her deal breaker with Javi is pride and control. He's too prideful or whatever, and he's too controlling. He's controlling the situation, controls everything, and she's just like, yo, if you don't move on from that, then it's gonna be a problem. And basically what shocked me was when Javi says that he was surprised that Kel felt like insecure and felt like she hasn't made nothing in her life. She hasn't went anywhere, and she feels like she's dumb and she's ugly, and she doesn't feel like she has a nice body. And he thinks that she's great, that she's changed, that she's a wonderful person, that she has so much growth. So, and so he goes, I'm surprised that you say that. I don't believe that about you. And she was like, well, I don't believe you because every time you turn around, all these things that I named that I hate about myself, this is what you tell me all the time. And he was like, and so it seems like Javi be trying to break her down because he thinks that she actually feels good about herself, that she actually has confidence, but she doesn't. Well, if she did, he done beat it out of her verbally, And so she's crying, and she was like, yo, I don't believe you or whatever. So, I still think that they could possibly work it out, but they're getting on my nerves where they're just so childish and they're not learning anything. It's like, can we just shake their brains up and make these people learn? And so DeAndre thing is, his deal breaker is respect. If Megan doesn't respect him, Megan deal breaker is if DeAndre doesn't have a purpose in life by the end of the year. When she said one of the things that she hates about herself is actually putting a timeline on everything. But on the other hand, I can understand Megan, wanting a man to have his shit together and want to know what he wants to do and work towards his goals so they can build together. That is important. Because if you're with somebody that doesn't know where they're going or don't want to go nowhere, because if they're not going anywhere at the time, they're steadfast, they're just stuck. You know what I mean? You don't want to be with somebody that is stuck too as well. But the old saying goes, behind every good man is a good woman. And so she can actually be that support for, DeAndre, to help him and assist him by showing her strength of how much she has put things on a timeline, how she has accomplished things. And she could really help him, but it seems like she's more of putting him down. And I felt bad when DeAndre was like, I'm so sad that he didn't finish college. He was like, damn, DeAndre, you make a mother want to cry. And so then JJ, his deal breaker was, I don't know, I forgot his deal breaker. But Julia, her deal breaker was them moving close together or whatever. What was JJ's deal breaker? Was it vanity? A support? I don't know. I forgot JJ's deal breaker. So anyways, everybody throws their damn boards in the fire to actually start over. But Peter and Amina, they don't do it, you know, because their deal breaker was Amina wants Peter to 100% commit to her. And his deal breaker was she had to move back to New York. And so basically it ain't happening. They ain't doing it for each other. So it is what it is. So they had to sit back down. So Judge Tola, she comes out and she goes, Mina, I told you a long time ago, get the hell out, get moving, get going, move, leave, go away, you know. And she also tells them one of the things about their problem is the reason why they're still holding their boards is because the other one wants the other one to move. And then Amina jumps up and said, well, I think he should move first or whatever. And then Bobby was like, I think at this time and point, Amina has accepted being the second best. And that's when Judge told her, I told you what you should do. You should bounce. And then, because Peter ain't gonna never be no husband, she tells JJ to stop running. And she tells, you know, Asifa, you know, she has a mind to rotate over and over, but you're gonna have to change that rotating over and over and let things go, basically. And yeah, so Asifa, her deal breaker was for, you know, Bobby to be honest and truthful all the time, completely. And Asifa deal breaker was to be honest completely. And then Bobby's deal breaker was if she letting things go, to let things go. I don't even know what the hell. Being victorious. I don't know. I forgot what JJ deal breaker was. But JJ and Julia's thing was easy to solve. So easy. Like, they seem like they can actually make it if their relationship is actually real. Even though they do have issues or whatever. They have issues of what happened to them in life. It doesn't seem like Bobby and Asifa actually had a bad childhood. It seems like Amina, Peter, and Kale and Megan actually had terrible childhoods. But Bobby and JJ had a bad childhood. But it seems like, you know, Julia, Bobby, and Asifa and Javi probably had the best childhoods out of everybody inside the house or whatever. So moving on from that, Bobby stopped running. And Megan and DeAndre, basically the same thing I've been saying over and over, like, not over and over in this video, but Megan can support you know, DeAndre. If she supports DeAndre and give her strength and help him with his strength. So if DeAndre and Megan put both of their strengths together, they'll have a whole, you know, where Megan is mean and rude and disrespectful, not patient. If she can take some of that, DeAndre's strength, where he's patient, where he's not rude, where he's respectful, and then where Megan is strong, determined, and focused, and lend that over to Javi, basically working on each other together, where you are weak, I will be strong, where I'm weak, you'll be strong, basically. So, and, you know, and Judge Tola was happy that, you know, DeAndre found a voice for himself. He's actually speaking up, and he's probably going to speak his way out of that relationship with Megan. But if Megan could accept his faults and support him with helping him to get on the path that he wants to get on, because sometimes every relationship is not perfect. Everybody's not already made perfect when you get into a relationship with them. Sometimes you have to lend your strength to them and they lend their strength to you, because sometimes you can be lazy or whatever, then you have a partner that is not lazy and strong and more focused, where they can get you motivated as well, because sometimes you need a partner that is motivated. No one's going to be perfect when you get into a relationship with them, but these people are totally kind of screwed up, and it will be hard to change if they don't want to change. Like the old saying goes, you can't teach a dog new tricks, and that goes for Peter. And I don't even know how Amina, girlfriend, but we know your childhood, so you think this is totally acceptable. But come on, like, you know Peter is playing you. You know this. And he doesn't even, maybe off camera he tells you he loves you, he wants to be with you, don't want to be with nobody else. But he has not lied to you once while he's been on here, like he wants to be with you. He just keeps, every time you want to be with him, you know what he says? I just want my kids back in New York. So it seems like Amina's using the kids as leverage to keep Peter in her life, and if Peter doesn't want to be with her, then I'm not gonna have the kids around you all the time. So is that crap going on. And so Kaylin, Javi, and Judge Tola tells them, hey, listen, you don't want the courts in your situation. And Javi, you got to stop using child support and stop trying to hurt Kale, to make you feel better, because you're angry because every time, because Javi, you and Kale are Lincoln's support system. So once you crack Kale's arm or kick her leg, you're actually kicking Lincoln's leg and cracking his arm as well, because you're taking away his stable foundation. And your child only has a chance to be a child once, and you're going to make it difficult for him because you're going to be pushing the relationship away, and it's going to be filled with anger. So, and then, Kale, she starts to cry, and Judge Tola hugs her because she knows once you go to court, it's going to be a whole different situation, And then basically, Judge Tola was like, you have to grow up, Javi. You got to stop being angry. When you get angry, walk backwards, and stop with this child support crap. So anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. These people got on my nerves today.